To get the D16Z6 into the car. It is in there. Got the SI transmission. I haven't bolted up the exhaust yet, but the head's on. It's bolted down, the engine's in. I used the Z6 mount to try and use the power steering pump. It's going to be close. I'm going to just tack that back a little bit. I'm still hoping to pull this forward some, but the mounts aren't lining up, and I think it has a lot to do with that. I think that mount is causing my issue here because I can't get this one. These two bolts are good to go. They're on there, on this mount. And that one needs to come down, you can see, over and in. But that ain't happening. Even though I have it jacked up a little bit. But yeah, so I'm trying to get that one in. These guys aren't lining up. I can get one in there. And I can get one in the back if I move it over on the right, but I can't line up that back left one at all. It's too far up. The whole transmission needs to come like this and then down some. But I think that mount is messing me up. I might have to bend these somehow. Not somehow, just beat the hell out of them until they bend. Bringing the whole thing inward a little bit. As it sits, I'm not sure if you can see that, how askew it is, but it's pretty askewed. Kind of see that little hole there. Yeah. See? 'Tis askew. I don't know if it's because I didn't want to move this mount. The mount's messed up. Couldn't get it to sit right. I had to pull it up, put the mount on, because I had to cut these down. I shaved half an inch off of either end of those. Yeah. You can see, I took this much off either side. It was an angle grinder. Cutting wheel. Had to take those two off. This is sitting pretty loose right now. I backed it out quite a bit. It was a lot tighter. I was trying to get these to pinch together, but it didn't want to go for me, so I don't know, that's really close. I'm gonna have to hammer that in to get that return line. But I did manage to get this hose set up. I'm gonna have to clamp it back pretty good because of how close it is to the wheel. But again, the engine is askew, so the whole thing has to come out like this. So the engine will come out more, and that'll give me room for my belt and more room for the hose, which is already got more slack down here as well. But, yeah. I'm looking pretty good. Throttle body's all put back together, ready to go. Still haven't decided what I'm going to do with the EX stuff at all. It's a lot cleaner in here. Well, a lot less big stuff. But yeah, I got the throttle bodies all done. Just threw a quick paint on there. Blacked it up. Cleaned out the idle air control valve. Took off the fast idle thermal valve. Cleaned that out. Took off the throttle body, cleaned it out. Cleaned the hoses out, polished them up a little bit, put them back on. Got the fuel lines all. I had some other plugs that had brand new stuff on them, so I just swapped out the filters and the O plugs and the stuff like that. Added a little bit of new tubing for my engine intake, fast cold air intake, which is over there. I'll get around to that. I'm just trying to get it up and running right now, but I think it looks alright. Cleaned it out pretty good. Best I could, I reckon. But I had a new PCV valve that was ready to go. So this guy's ready to go back in. I think I'm going to throw this thing on right now. Yeah, I'm going to throw this on and see what's up. They sent me the wrong gasket. It was like for like a dual overhead cam. I think B something series. It says for Z16 or up at Amazon, so And then I forgot to change what account I was ordering from, and I accidentally ordered with the wrong card and it got declined, so now I'm gonna have to go to O'Reilly's and get another one. I might just do that tomorrow, because I also have, this is my return to Amazon. This is my valve springs that I'm returning. Yeah. So I'm gonna go throw this on there and we'll get back at you. See where we're at. She's in there. Alright, so today I got a bunch of stuff done. I got the mounts on. Those are all on. Those, I still can't get to the back ones. I managed to get all those guys on and this one on. Still tight on the alternator back there. I spun it. It touches a little bit, but I think one or the other would wear down sooner or later if I had to. But those three, I'm gonna get those three. Still a little askew. It's better than it was. It was definitely a lot more askewed. Yeah, it didn't work on the power steering pump at all, but managed to scuff up some other crap. I gotta extend this power steering hose down there, plus pound it down a little bit, something like that. But yeah, got the transmission in, heads on, but casing, I didn't get the gasket today. Figure I gotta go down that way tomorrow. Might as well just wait. Gotta wait for the radiator to come tomorrow anyway, so. But yeah, I went ahead, got the throttle body intake manifold back on, got all my coolant lines hooked back up, got fuel lines, new fuel filters in there. Fuel lines are hooked up, got the throttle cable hooked up, got the clutch, the new clutch cable hooked up, got the fuel return. Strange size hose, so I had to make a little, I basically just used a coupler. Made that right there. Yeah, something like that. It's just a return line, so it just drains in there. Kept the old rubber bushing here so I can still snap it in. Boom. Yeah, buddy. Alternator. I'm hoping it doesn't have to be fully extended. If it doesn't have to be fully extended, then I don't have to get it all the way. If it's fully extended, it's going to hit that. But if for some reason I'm lucky, maybe I can go a belt size smaller or something. I don't know. Yep, got that all hooked up. Fuel lines, lap lines, all the idle air control valves, all those pumps. Coolant lines are all plugged back in. New coolant temperature sensor. I can't remember if it's Miss Moto or what that is, but it's a lower temp. I think it's 80 degrees Celsius. Just basically turns on the fan 15 degrees cooler. But yeah, I got that on there. Starters all in. It's basically back in there. Can't believe it. Because it was raining. It was pouring rain. I was in the sidewalk. And everybody was like, I just gotta do it. So I managed to get, can't see it, but managed to get both axles in the pouring rain. Put the tires back on. Dropped it. I realized I didn't have the shift linkage hooked back up yet. So I had to re-raise it up. Get under there. Meanwhile, I'm laying backwards and all the water is draining down my shirt. So I sat up and I was like, soaking wet. Absolutely soaking wet. Like 30 pounds of water on my clothes. So I took care of that. Went in, took a nice shower, came back out. Wasn't raining anymore, so I said screw it. Threw the throttle body on, started attaching cables and hoses. Everything's good to go. Just gotta figure out. I'm gonna put the original airbox back for now until I can do the battery relocate. So I'm just gonna try and keep it kind of OEM for the computer's sake. Just try and get it going. I don't want to mess with it too much. Like I didn't change the oil pan gasket. I just didn't want to do a lot of like weird little things that could, if it ain't broke, don't fix it kind of thing. So, yep, that's where I'm at. That is right where I'm at. Until number 12. See you number 12. V-time.